out here and being able to vote on the same causes that you're here to defend and fight. So my thanks is to you for coming out here. More so, my thanks is to you for giving me this opportunity to be your pro-life voice in Washington, D.C. It's humbling, it's a privilege, it's something that I don't take for granted any single day I'm out. So I want to make sure you guys confess at 11:30, correct? Okay. Well, it's going to be a long one, so look out. But we've got a few minutes, and you know where I stand on the issue. Let me answer a few questions if you guys have any, so that you get an opportunity. Any questions on the table, but remember, you are in a holy place. So make it clean. Well, let me open it up. Kids first, parents second. The young lady there. It's okay.
We heard on the news this morning that Congress scrapped the pro-life bill, and I don't know what that means. It was on, printed out on the screen on the TV.
One thing to always remember is when you see the news,
You can't
go find the truth. It's the same thing about the pro-life movement. There's a lot of misinformation that goes on within the debate on whether or not the unborn should be protected, as we believe they should. Similarly, that when you make a law, it's not an easy process. And what the title of the bill is most certainly not the details of that legislation. There was some debate over some details of that legislation, and this happens all the time. This bill, we'll work on it, we'll make it better, we'll make it stronger, we'll make it easier to pass both chambers, and then we'll send our message that it's not okay for the unborn child to experience pain through a process that we all want to see go away. That will pass. But today, we're going to be able to send another pro-life message that none of your tax dollars that you pay will go towards an abortion. And to top that off, we put a provision in there to make sure that insurance providers need to tell us if our dollars for those plans are going to apply. These are the steps that we're able to take when you send a majority of pro-life members of Congress out to Washington, D.C. But we still got to fight because the White House doesn't necessarily agree with where we are, and that's why they need to hear each and every one of you very loudly today on the mall. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. The second young child.
Does it make a difference when we do come out as far as the Congress and the Senate? Is the atmosphere different there, or what? So what does it do for us to come out here? What's the benefit?
The benefit is it gives each and every one of you to experience Washington, D.C. The fact that you get a voice in how we govern. I'm not here because I stood up, raised my hand, and walked in here. I'm here because I'm your voice. You get a chance to see not only me, but every single person who's out here in North Carolina is going to be able to see their member of Congress and talk to them about what issues are important. We agree on these issues, so it's pretty easy for you to come talk to me about it. There are a lot of people that have traveled for this issue that are represented by members of Congress that don't believe the way that we do on the life issue. So it's a good opportunity to begin to explain why it's important to each and every one of you to have kids. I mean, I've got a 17-year-old daughter at home, and some of you here go to school with her. I can barely get her out of bed on Saturday morning, let alone drive across country. But to show the passion that each and every one of you have to take this trip when it's not necessarily the most fun, but to come out here because you believe in something. That's what our forefathers imagined this government to be. They built this city. They built this city not because they had a vision, it's because they knew God had a vision. And I doubt that they would recognize the country that we have today, that they helped create. But they did. And each and every one of you, and those who have walked these same streets before us, are the reason why they are the greatest country in the history of the world. Many people throughout this globe would love to be able to be a dissenter within their own government. vision for America to be our future, not just for us, our generation, but for generations to come. So I'm going to leave it at